That's a smart move right there. Bringing Rex-Hart down to his size, down to his level. Keeping it.
Look at that. Nicely done.
But just not enough. He's still got that upper body strength to contend with.
I'll tell you, I may not like Ruthless so much, but I'll tell you, he has the stamina of any good busboy I've seen around in the...
Oh, hush, will you? You're despicable.
Oh, I don't believe it.
Big slam right there. He just didn't have enough to muscle Hart up.
He got enough to kick out of it. He got saved himself on that one. There he goes cheating. He grabbed him by the hair.
Just instinct.
Look at this. Little crucifix going right here. Oh, no.
Didn't have enough leverage.
Oh, my Lord. Oh, man. Say goodnight. The party is over. Take out the trash.
Welcome back, wrestling fans. I tell you what, Ruthless Ramon, he tried, he did his best, and I thought a couple of times he might have had him.
You know, he has the tenacity, he has the fortitude, and he does have the ring wherewithal to pull out a win under the direst of circumstances, but still, he could not overcome the giant, the behemoth that is Rex-Hart. Is there anyone...
Big Mac truck?
Is there anyone in POW who is big enough, strong enough, tough enough, vicious enough to take on this giant?
Well, he's on a roll, and we'll just have to wait and see what happens. Rex-Hart, one of the Canadians, you know, plus his buddies, the gentleman, John Campbell, and Jean-Paul, you know, they can wreak havoc here at POW Entertainment anytime they want. They've already started, but...
this is a trio of terror. These three men, they've had the number of many of the superheroes in POW. And with the leadership of Rex-Hart, they could go far and do a lot of damage.
You better believe it. August 21st, crowning of the champ. All POW champions in the ring at one time. Don't forget to mark it on your calendar.
And speaking of champions, coming up right now, we've got the world title on the line. It's the chosen one, Dehok of the Hellfire Symphony, along with his devilish, evil little master, Xavier the Faust,
the mentor,
taking on our world champion, Brandon Bishop.
You know, Dehok, you know, everybody thinks a little bit underrated. You know, he does possess some skills and some powers, and those powers being, you know, comes from the Hellfire Symphony, his mentor, Xavier the Faust.
And not only that, people forget, Dehok is a fairly well-decorated wrestler in his own right. A former regional champion, a multi-time tag champion. He is a very, very powerful individual.
Yes, he is. But I tell you what, let's not waste any time. Let's take a look at this match and find out what happens if Brandon Bishop retains the world title, or do we have a new champion? Let's check it out.
Who looks as good, who wrestles as crisply, who is as sharp and fit and able as this man. There's a reason he is the champion.
And I also hear nobody smells like he's in the locker room as well.
Now, there's no need for that kind of talk. We're talking about skills and ability here. Brandon Bishop, for those who don't recall, and to let you in on little info there, Dave Williams, Brandon Bishop was over in Iraq. He was deployed. He did his tour. He came back, and he received the world title shot. He picked up that belt and has held on to it ever since. If Dehok thinks he's going to get the belt, it's not going to be that easy. It's one thing to hold on to it as a prop. It's another thing to win it.
It's just like the lottery. You got to be in it to win it, baby.
And now Dehok ducking outside the ring. He wants no part of Brandon Bishop.
Well, I tell you what, Skitz, he wants it. He wants that strap.
And you know Xavier the Faustus in his ear reminding him that so far the Hellfire Symphony has been 0 for 2. If they do not win this match, it will mean disastrous things for that faction.
It will mean that the Hellfire Symphony will have to go back to the drawing board. But this match right here, Dehok a little bit keener, a little bit stronger than his counterpart, Ex-Con, Dynamite. This is going to be one heck of a match.
Now, right now, we have got a true mismatch in styles. You've got the dynamic, like I said, the crisp, the precise, the scientific wrestling style of Brandon Bishop. And then you've got the sheer brutality, the force, the devilishness of Dehok. You've got Brandon Bishop. He's built like a bodybuilder. And then you've got Dehok, who's built like a marshmallow.
Well, we're hoping you were saying a German tank, but you're absolutely correct about these words, and that's what makes a great wrestling matchup.
There have been many big men in the business who haven't had the best bodies, and yet they've been some of the biggest forces in wrestling. You got to talk about guys like the legendary Dusty Rhodes, who did not have the most impressive physique, and yet was top of his class. Look at guys like Harley Race, also not in dynamic shape, not a bodybuilder, not that muscle magazine physique like a Brandon Bishop, but still very, very effective in the ring. And then you've got Dehok. Like I said, he has been very successful. But of late, the Hellfire Symphony has not been on a roll. In fact, it's been quite the opposite.
Brandon Bishop taking Dehok by surprise there with a clothesline.
Now Brandon Bishop, it wasn't long ago, you might not know this, he had faced off in many matches against Ex-Con, Dehok's partner, for the world title. How much did Ex-Con let Dehok know? How much scouting did Dehok do? If I know anything about Dehok, he is a very smart man. You may not know it by looking at him, but there is a diabolical mind inside that painted skull of his.
Absolutely correct, and I think that's why he keeps it painted. He wants people to know very, very little about him, I believe. Brandon Bishop taking it early to him. He's going from pillar to post with him. He's not done yet. Oh, it's a nice block by Dehok. Comes counters with an elbow. Puts Brandon Bishop on the mat.
Not only an intelligent skull, but also a thick skull on Dehok. Beating him into those ring posts did not take as much out of him as Brandon Bishop was hoping.
Obviously not. He took command of the match. He put Bishop outside the ring, and now Dehok's going to go out and follow him out.
Now this is where Dehok is at his most dangerous.
Oh, yes, he is.
Faust at the outside with him. Any amount of tools at his disposal. The pitchfork, that book.
You know, excuse me there, Skitz, but, you know, we haven't seen Malachi for a long time and the Great Cheyenne. You just wonder if they're going to be part of this. You just wonder if Dynamite's going to be in it. You just wonder if the Hellfire Symphony is somehow going to get involved in this.
I would not be surprised if I know one thing about these guys is that they run like a pack of dogs. I've said it all night. The numbers game is their best friend, especially against an opponent the caliber.
Look at the Faust.
And there it is, that book.
That's the Hell's Bible there, Skitz.
I'd hate to see what's in the pages of that book.
And if it was written by Xavier the Faust, oh boy, have mercy on all of us.